Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman X6. In the last one we continued on in the game and rescued Zero from, I guess, death? Also living? I don't know, I forgot to rant about it last time. I'll rant about it during the next stage, don't worry. And now it's time for us to head after our next investigator, Ground Scaravich. You know we're scraping the bottom of the barrel when we bring a damn dung beetle in. Anyway, first off, let's talk about this stage. You're now in the Central Museum. Its appearance has completely changed. It's dead quiet. I wonder what kind of nightmare awaits me. Let's move on. The thing about this stage is that it's the most random one in the game because it has branching paths at these intersections. What's this? A totem pole? I can't detect any sign of a totem pole. It must be the work of the nightmare. Be careful. There are 4 of these totem poles in the stage, and I think it's all 4 of them, but it also could just very well be some of them. Oh no, what's this place? Alia! Huh? Alia! I'm out of the transmission zone. Where am I anyway? Those totems randomly teleport you to one of somewhere between I think 8 and 10 different level layouts. And that's really annoying because that means you might not get the light capsule, the heart container, or the ultimate pathway in any of your playthroughs. You'll get them eventually, more than likely, but it can take a while. Thankfully, I get some of the stuff here on my first shot. Either way, let's talk about how Zero revived. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. What the absolute hell is that supposed to mean? In X6, he says it's probably best for the world if I die for a while, so repairing himself would just be contradictory to what he said there. I could believe it if maybe Isoc revived him, a certain Maverick revived, a certain investigator rather that we're going to be fighting revived him. Hell, a certain character that is very little meant, a certain character that only appears maybe once in this game could have done it, but no, he's just back. And I think they could have written something really cool about that, but no. I'll say time and time again, X6's worst trait is easily its plot, because, oh man, it gets dumb and poorly written. Heck, that actually reminds me, if you visit your first Dr.Light capsule as Zero, you'll actually get a specific conversation. Huh, what's this place? Alia, can you analyze where I am? Alia? Alia? Alia! The communications are out. You do get a little dialogue like that whenever you're in a new area of these 8. If you visit your first light capsule, I think it's particularly the one in Yamark's stage, though, as Zero, you get a conversation between Zero and the Dr.Light AI. And Zero basically goes, "Hey, Light, you know who brought me back?" "No, I don't." "Well, neither do I." "Well, that's just awkward, and you really lied, didn't you?" Basically. So not even the game's consistent on how Zero got revived. Which, mind you, actually, yeah, that's another one right there. The Light AI itself could have tried to work on Zero. Mind you, I guess, technically speaking, the Light AI, when you get the Black Zero upgrade in X5, says, "I basically know nothing about your systems, but I'll do what I can." Also, the totem poles themselves are actually kind of annoying in that it's not so much that they hurt, even though they can do some damage. It's more so the fact that they're positioned in very awkward positions at times, so it makes finishing off, particularly like the last head on the totem pole, really annoying unless you save it for the one on the absolute bottom. And I should mention the way that the owl on them works, or the bird more accurately, is that after you destroy 2 heads, the bird comes out at you, so watch out when that happens. Also, I know I mentioned it, I was at the last part of the first part, but X6 has such a good soundtrack. Ground Scaravich is probably one of my favorite songs. Where am I now? It's probably better to move than to think right now. This is a particularly interesting room because this is where the alternate pathway is, the ultimate boss pathway. However, at this point, I recommend avoiding alternate boss pathways as much as you freaking can. Why? Zero gets replaced by another boss fight, and another boss fight, well, let's just say it's not good to fight that until you have some weapons on your side. Weapons and HP, and defenses if you can. Parts are recommended. Also, I should probably go over exactly how the rank system works. I know I mentioned before that it depends on the amount of Nightmare Souls you have, but let's go over the exact numbers. At the start of the game, you're rank D with 0 souls, nothing. You get rank C at 200, rank B at 300, rank A at 500. Rank A is where you're first allowed to equip a part, singular. SA is 900, which allows you to equip 2 parts. GA is 1500, which is also 2 parts, but allows you to equip a limited part, which are basically once per stage parts, like a full life recover, a full weapon energy recover, such like that. PA is 5,000 souls, which is 3 normal parts and 1 limited. And UH is quad 9s for 4 parts and 1 limited parts. I will be reaching max with both characters because there is a way to grind Nightmare Souls. In fact, no, there's 2. Because Nightmare Souls, if they reform, or if you grab them, they're gone for that playthrough of the stage. I've reached an open area, but there's lots of strong enemies. I guess nothing's easy. If you go to a stage that causes a certain stage to have a nightmare effect, like in the case of, to reach, like, Ground Scaravich here. If I wanted Ground Scaravich to have a nightmare effect, I would need to go to, the Recycle Lab, I think. If I came back here after that, after the stage was red, all the Nightmare Souls would respawn. So you could do that there. In fact, Ground Scaravich is a really good Nightmare Soul stage, because there's a lot of nightmares here. Also, I should probably go over the nightmare effects of the stage we've visited so far. We've seen the Yam Mark one, it was the bugs in Shield Sheldon stage. Shield Sheldon himself causes soul bodies, the ability from X4 and 5 to show up in some stages and chase you down, and they can really hurt, they're really accurate. Infinity Maginian causes certain stages to become really dark, and hey, Dr.Light capsule. I'll give you data for an armor program. Obtain all 4 programs to complete the armor. The one I'll give you now is the head program for the blade armor. It allows you to consume less energy as you use your special weapons. I'm praying for world peace, and for your own safety. I don't even know what the head part of the blade armor does. I'll go more into all the armor stuff when we actually get all the completed stuff, though. That was a lot of stuff in one sentence, I apologize for that. The Central Museum here causes, certain stages, if I recall, it's the Recycle Lab and Laser Institute itself, to get cubes in it, which can be broken with either a few specific abilities or, well, just plain indestructible. Which we'll see some of those. We'll see a lot of these later on as we go, because I'm basically showing off almost every single nightmare effect in the game at some point or another. Except, no, actually, no, I think I even show off the Darkness one at some point, which I really hate that one. Either way, Ground Scaravich's stage, it's random, but it makes up for it by being overall a fairly easy area. The totems themselves decide. Because the only real enemies here, aside from the totems, are nightmares. So, not much in your way in this place, aside from maybe those blocks that were randomly spawning, which those are always there. That's not a nightmare effect. And it's time for Ground Scaravich himself. He is weak to the Yam Mark option, so get that out. However, I am once again doing a dumb with this fight first round. It's been a long mission, X. You must be tired. The investigator sent to this area is Ground Scaravich. Stay alert. Why, thank you, Aelia. And the Yam Mark weapon is basically just options from Gradius. It causes a few bugs to spawn around you, and you can press the triangle button to fire lasers with them. The lasers are what Scaravich are weak to, so keep that in mind for this first very bad run. Ground Scaravich. You must be the burglar of ruins. What are you doing here? Well, well, well. What have we here? Why, it's Officer X. This is horrible. Why do I have to face someone like you here? Be a smart Reploid and give me the information on the nightmares. I'd rather just see what DNA data you got. Scaravich is a very easy investigator, though. You only need to hit him himself. He's constantly rolling around a giant rock, which is what he tries to hit you with. The more you destroy, the bigger they get. However, you don't want to destroy any of them. You actually want to hit Scaravich himself with the Yam Mark option. Why? Well, let's put it like this. As you can see, it's getting kind of big. There's a reason the bars are around the corners of the stage for you to jump around stuff. Like, Jesus! These things can do a lot of damage the bigger they get, so watch out. It's not worth trying to destroy them. Just go after Scaravich himself when they're very small. You can just jump over Scaravich. He'll reverse his direction to try and hit you more often than not. So, very easy investigator, which is why I died to him. Charged Falcon Shot also does decent damage to him, but to get the whole stun effect, you want to use the MR option. Also, I love this game's boss theme, but then again, I love this game's soundtrack. Either way, that's Ground Scaravich's stage and the Central Museum done. Not a very bad stage. I don't like the randomness aspect of it, but overall, it's fairly easy. It's probably the easiest out of the main 8 stages in the game, honestly. Even easier than Yam Mark's stage, because at least that place can have an annoying nightmare effect. Now let's take a look at our results. More importantly, though, we're here for the weapon. Ground Dash. Crush certain types of rocks with this. And Sensuizan. Press attack and down buttons in the air. That's completely incorrect. Actually, it has to be down and up, which will cause Zero to do his little vertical, not vertical, diagonal slash down. X just fires a rock. Ground Scaravich, an ex-treasure hunter. He was devoted to the research on an ancient site. He also had lots of research data on ancient robots. Gate took care of Scaravich in exchange for the ancient data. Gate improved his knowledge from him. Then Gate had him go to a forbidden area. It was the place that you were both discovered. I saw Scaravich enter the place. I felt bad, but I disposed him. Gate didn't seem to care. I didn't want to remember this. Well, Aelia has a bit of dirt in her life as well. Either way, now we're going to immediately head into our next investigator stage, Inami Temple, for what is, with the right gimmick, probably my least favorite stage in the game, but overall not too bad with the right one. Welcome to Rainy Turtloid. I'm going into this stage as Zero because he just makes this boss a piece of cake. Love this theme. What's up, Aelia? You're in Inami Temple, an important cultural asset. Why does the nightmare phenomenon have to happen here of all places? What are they plotting? We'd better save the Reploids. I'm counting on you, Zero. Okay, I'm on my way, Aelia. Why is Zero very good for the stage? There's a lot of platforming that his double jump comes in handy for. Now, whatever you do, I do not recommend coming here after visiting Infinity Maginian stage. I recommend coming here more so after visiting not Infinity Maginian, Shield Sheldon stage. Why? Well, you'll see. Damn, it's some kind of a trap. It's raining. I don't pick up any sign of rain in that area. It must be the nightmare phenomenon. Stay alert. I'm gradually getting damaged. However, it's strange that I've been recovering when I'm on this machine. I can't guarantee your safety, but it's better to use them if they are helping. But I'm worried about the rain. Is there any way to stop the nightmare rain? Yes, there is. The basic gimmick with Rainy Turtloid stage is that you have acid rain sections like this. Aelia, this machine seems to be out of control. And to make matters worse, it's protected by a thick barrier. The core seems to have been establishing a barrier. Watch out for the damage caused by the nightmare rain. Destroy those cores. You saw that little, eye thing I destroyed, right? There's one right there. Those are the cores. There are 4 or 5 of those in each of the 3 to 4 areas of the stage. And destroying them all causes the machine to lose its shield. At that point, you can destroy the machine to destroy the rain. You can use the little capsule, though, towards my left to recover any HP you have taken. Any damage you've taken, rather. It stopped raining, but you still have to... I know. And that means other Reploids are in danger. I have to hurry. It's overall not a very bad gimmick, but if you have the darkness gimmick that Infinity Maginian stage can spawn, this place is hell, because you can barely see anything. And the little multicolored X's, those are the soul bodies I was mentioning earlier. They're basically right out of the Cyber Peacock's weakness in X4. And they're annoying, well, not because of the damage they do, but because of how hard to dodge they are, because they are very accurate with their movements. Unless you're moving away from them, you're not going to dodge them, more than likely. However, it's a preferable gimmick, preferable nightmare effect to the aforementioned darkness. If you want to take care of these little bits easily, Zero is especially good for that. In terms of the abilities that we have that would be good for them, we don't really have anything aside from the jump spin slash, which is natural for Zero in this game, so, oh well. Now, one thing I probably should start doing, probably next part, is going over, really good Reploids to rescue. Because not every Reploid as I've gone over has a parts. But there are some you really want to prioritize saving because they're either mandatory in some instances, or they will really make things easier for you. But yeah, but this place isn't hell at all with the darkness gimmick. You can only see about a third of the screen, and that sucks. The Nightmare Effect gimmick is something I can admire the idea of, because in some ways they were trying to channel the thing from Megaman X1, and I think X3 did it as well to an extent, where, depending on what order you play stages, certain stages would be changed. And I can admire that attempt, but they just really did not do well with it, because first off, while I have mentioned the ways where it is fixed, it's also partially random, because say I go to Shield Sheldon stage and Infinity Maginian stage, then go somewhere else. If I were to come here after that, this place would still have one of those 2 nightmare effects, even though the stage is not red. And that is annoying. I've gotten used to it, mostly because I can accept things as they come to me. I'm pretty good with that. But that's annoying, especially if the Darkness gimmick spawns when there was nothing saying that the Darkness gimmick was going to be there. Stage design, thankfully, we haven't seen anything too annoying yet. Aside from the extreme bottomless pits, though we're coming up on something here. A low passage. It's too narrow to walk into, but there's another way. Maybe X can handle it because his body is a little smaller than yours. Yeah, that's right. The sprite size actually plays into something here. If you were to go through there as X, particularly after getting damaged, you would find not only a Reploid, but the Dr.Light capsule of the stage. I'm going to be getting that later on as Zero, though, because I have ways around and stuff. The heart tank for this stage is also in this area, but even though I grab that as Zero eventually, I don't get it now because I'd like to have a certain part to make that, certain Reploid part, to make getting that a bit safer on my behalf, because if I were to get it now, I'm pretty sure I would be guaranteed death. Rainy Turtloid stage can be annoying, especially with the Darkness gimmick, but on its own, it's not too bad. The soul bodies can drain your health pretty quickly if you're not paying attention. As can these purple guys, because these purple guys are annoying due to the fact that they're blocking at least 2/3 of your shots half the time. That way, mathematical sense, shut up. But I have played worse in this game. This is not on the worst side of bear stages. Either way, that's all the bits destroyed, so now I believe we can actually go after the door, but I want to use this capsule really quick just to recover my health. Also worth noting, now that I have Zero, I could potentially go and get the first sub-tank in the game back in Captain Yamork's stage. Commander Yamork, rather. But I'm saving that for later for when I have a certain part. There's usually a method to my madness, and in this game, it's very prevalent because I like to make sure I'm as prepared as I can be for some cleanup stuff. Yeah, these guys are annoying. I could have just phased past him with damage frames, but oh well. Also, this is a one-time use capsule, so be careful when you use that. The investigator sent to this area is Rainy Turtloid. There are many dangers already present here, so stay alert. Alrighty, thank you, Alia. Alright, Rainy Turtloid, where are ya? What the... Oh my, you are big. Are you Rainy Turtloid? Zero, the famous Maverick Hunter. X and Zero are Reploids I respect. Fine. So don't fight me. Help me. I've been resurrected to carry out an important duty. A very important duty given by my master. Though I brought shame on my master, he allowed me to live. That's why I have to finish my duty, even if it means sacrificing my life. I see. Rainy Turtloid is a pretty fun boss, honestly. We can't damage him until we get rid of these 2 green gems on his shell. At which point, though, he's very open to attack. And the Z-Buster, well, it rips him to shreds. If you want to know what he's weak against, he's weak against Blizzard Wolffang's weapon, which we'll get later on. He will try to do this little attack every now and then. You can still hit him while he's doing it. But I'd recommend trying to dodge him if you can, more often than not. He's another case of big boss. Easy pattern, honestly. Like his design, though. In fact, X6, well, it has a lot of flaws. I think it's actually a very good-looking game. The boss designs, especially, I really like. And that's another 200 Maverick Soul, Nightmare Souls, rather. All right, let's see what we got for beating him. Also, for some reason, X6 saves your record clear time on a stage. I don't know why. We got Meteor Rain. Fires the Meteor Rain upwards, in which case it also returns downwards. But we also got Unzui-san. Press the triangle and the down button. That's a really broken weapon. We'll see it next part. Don't worry. Oh, it's so good. It's basically a version of the jump attack that we've had in previous games. Rainy Turtloid, ex-investigator of the Water Purity Improvement Team. He had Tortoise Shell Shield to counter our strong acid rain. Thanks to him, we can explore areas that have a pollution level A. But his high defensibility was regarded as too dangerous. Requests to weaken Turtloid ran high. Gate opposed this and was punished. Turtloid was so loyal to Gate. In the end, he died to save Gate. You know, we already know he's the villain, but this Gate seems to have more to his backstory than we originally thought, doesn't he? But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 4 we'll be continuing on through more investigators, getting more Reploids, the usual works as we go on. See you guys then.